Greetings, folks. We're out here on the porch with Pastor again, and what a beautiful day. and looking forward to getting into tonight's episode. We haven't seen you in a while. Certainly thank you for tuning in. I'm hearing more and more of you that are watching these occasionally and are becoming encouraged from them, some cases inspired by them, and so we're truly honored and humbled that you would take your time to watch me and my foolishness. I guess I could say, like the Apostle Paul, bear with me a little in my folly, brethren. but tonight's installment is called The Dog Who Wouldn't Die. The problem with dogs is their poor sense of timing. Take Blue, for instance, who belongs to some friends of mine. They claim Blue is an Australian blue heeler, though I have no way of verifying this, since I know no other Australian blue heelers. I'm taking my friend's word on this, who have proven to be honest in all other matters. Blue is 7 years old, which is young for an Australian blue heeler, some of whom live 25 years. That's 175 years to you and me. They are the Methuselahs of dogs. Blue got sick last year. Her stomach began to swell, and my friends thought she was pregnant. This was a reasonable assumption. In addition to their poor sense of timing, dogs have incredibly loose morals and mate rather indiscriminately. They took Blue to the veterinarian. He told them Blue was very sick and would likely die. Then he treated Blue, charged them a monstrous sum of money, and sent Blue home to die. Of course, my friends were sad and began to pamper Blue. We do have a tendency to spoil loved ones who are sick. Think of the last time you saw a kid with polio get spanked. See what I mean? But as I said, most dogs have poor timing. This is certainly true of Blue. 6 months after her death sentence, Blue lives on. She's the healthiest dying dog I've ever seen. Now, having been spoiled for so long, Blue has lost all sense of discipline. She chews on clothes and gives her owners a sullen look when they tell her to do something. In a word, Blue has overstayed her welcome. She's the mother-in-law who came for a week's visit and stayed a year. I was talking with my friends about her. They told how they went through the grieving process 6 months ago when they thought Blue was going to die. Now they are over their grief and wish Blue had the decency to expire. Until she does, their lives are on hold. They can't take a vacation because they have to put her in a kennel. If she died in some small cage surrounded by strangers, they'd feel terrible for the rest of their lives. They're in a real fix. This is why dogs are so infuriating. The cat would have the good sense to succumb in a tasteful and timely manner. Dogs are dense. Can't take a hint. Now my friends are upset with Blue. I know how they feel. One of my brothers got sick when I was little. He came close to dying. Then he got better, but not before causing us to miss our summer vacation. That made me so mad. If he was going to make us miss our summer vacation, the least he could have done was die. Some people are so insensitive. The problem here is one of expectation. Blue's refusal to die on schedule reminds us that life and death aren't always predictable. Things don't always turn out as we've been led to believe. Marriages begun with tender words and long conversations dwindle down to grudging grunts and strained silence. Careers that began at rocket speed sputter to a midlife halt. It's almost enough to make you scared of hoping. But the reverse is also true. Tragedy can turn to victory with a few short words. Consider Abraham and Sarah. They braced themselves for a life without children. No sticky kisses, no one-tooth baby grins, no lap-sitting grandkids. When God paid them a visit bearing a box of It's a Boy cigars. Life in God's reign is kaleidoscopic in nature. We try in vain to picture life's next scene while grace is at work resetting the stage. Some dogs just won't die, and some barren lives just won't stay that way. Maybe this is speaking to you today. Some barren lives just won't stay that way. I'm thankful that God still lets us know His goodness and His joy and His folly, and His jolly goodness in everyday lives, like now I'm looking at this beautiful sunlight coming through this this fuzzy-looking cloud up here above my head, and wondering, wow, what would my life be like if I didn't have it? Well, such ridiculous thoughts enter my head sometimes. You know, you've all heard the old humorous saying, you know, be careful because one day you'll wake up dead. Life is a precious gift, folks. And maybe sometimes we go through the hardship we go through to remind us how precious it is. There's an old saying that says it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. I don't know. I've never really pondered the depths of that, maybe like I could, but I happen to believe that it's better to live with pain than not to live at all. Thank God we have the hope of eternity with Jesus, that whether we live or we die, we are the Lord's. We belong to Him. Enjoy this summer day, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. But until then, Jesus is coming soon, so keep your eyes to the skies.